You weren't particularly happy about that.
Yeah, and that is quite true. I mean, if I lose this fight, it'll be very hard for me to climb back to the top. So this is, for me, I see this as a fight that I must win.
Yeah.
I'm not putting that pressure on myself. No. I mean, pressure's always going to be there, but as long as you do everything right leading into the fight, like I said, train, eat, rest well, whatever happens, happens. But I know what I have to do. Yeah. I know that if I go in the ring, let my hands go and throw a combination, I'll do a lot of damage. And he's going to be on the receiving end.
Those are the words of Joseph Spidey Parker. Joseph Parker says that he's going to demolish Junior Fa. He says he's going to let his hands go, and this is a must-win fight for him. So, I think it's not the end of the world if he loses to Junior Fa. And it depends on how he loses. If he loses because he just wasn't busy enough and Junior Fa outworked him, that's one thing, and then people would question that. If he goes balls to the wall and we have a spectacular fight, okay, what that would produce for the natives in New Zealand would be a rivalry. Okay, just imagine if Amir Khan and Kell Brook would have fought each other 5-6 years ago, and it would have been just a dynamic fight. That's the same thing that would happen if we would have had it, and then another demand for another fight would be the thing. See, Arturo Gatti fighting Mickey Ward didn't really matter who won and lost. In fact, I think Mickey Ward, I think he won the first fight, and I think he lost the other two. But at the end of the day, the competition between the two and the action between these two and they produced really didn't matter. That's why I don't really remember who won the first or the second or the third, or especially the second or the third. I think Mickey Ward came away with it because he dropped him in the 9th round in the first round. So he won that first fight. But they fought 2 other times. So you think at any time that any of these guys' credibility was shooken? No. Because of what they produced. And if this is a true rivalry and these guys coming from similar backgrounds, similar areas, from New Zealand, it's like the Battle of New Zealand. It reminds me of Adrian Broner and Sean Porter, the Battle of Ohio. It was a pretty good fight. Sean Porter outworked Adrian Broner, like a lot of people have done that, beat Adrian Broner. But the thing is, it demands certain things. Okay, so if Joseph Parker goes in there and he loses a high-intensity fight, and it's a fight to remember, nothing will happen to him. Okay, he would get back. Sure, he'd want that fight again. It's like Mile High Alvarado versus Brandon Rios. These type of rivalries will never really stop the credibility of these fighters. What will stop the credibility is they get beat by someone else of higher stature. But your rivals, it's an okay fight. Okay, and then like he said, he's going to let his hands go. And then when Joseph Parker lets his hands go, he's one of the fastest heavyweights, probably behind Ruiz or probably equal to Ruiz, because those guys have fast hands. Again, he was the first one to beat Andy Ruiz, the former unified heavyweight champion of the world. Okay, him being the former WBO champion of the world heavyweight. So this guy, he does have some stripes. He just got beat by Anthony Joshua. A lot of people thought about the referee interference with that, and that is questionable. And of course the Dillian White, where he dropped White too, and White ran out of gas. So again, I wouldn't put too much pressure on Joseph Parker right now, but beating Junior Fa, a hot new young prospect like Fa, this is definitely, well, he's not young, but definitely it would be something to write home about if he could get the win. Okay, and that could put him back on the winning track. And I think it would be a fantastic fight. Because they are rivals, they should fight that much harder. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Joseph Parker saying that he's going to demolish Junior Fa and he needs to win this fight. Please tell me what you think. Of course, subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.